What's up, guys? I'm sorry, I ran out of time today. I will. That's not what I wanted. Hold up, hold up. Okay, I ran out of time today, and I wanted to. I really wanted to help you guys get going on homework 3 on the validation tests. And again, I apologize. Like, it's just the timing is not working out great on these things. It's the we reworked the course, and so it is what it is. So I'm gonna really try and help you out with this stuff. So I mentioned when you see these test factory tests, what you have to do is you have to copy that, and then I'm gonna hold Command, or if you're on Windows, Control, and jump through to this, and then Control F and Control V and find this thing. This is the test that's gonna get run, and so I'm gonna set a breakpoint by clicking here, and go back here, and then debug this. And now we're in this test. And this is one you're going to have to fix like 4 of these guys. And so these are validation tests. And these are we started talking about the model class today when we talked about the project. So some of the models validate before they save data. And you have to give it correct data before it'll save. So the method that does that is called the verify method. So I'm going to step into that. I'm looking at the employee example. So let's go look at what that looks like. So if you look on the model base class, there's a list of errors. And basically what you need to do in all of these validation methods is you're going to want to clear the errors if there are any, because we're revalidating. And then you're going to want to fill in errors. And the errors that you're going to fill in, you can kind of look at the test and see what the errors should look like, okay? So here, like, it looks like we need to have first name, we need to have last name, and then we need to have an email address. That's what this test is kind of saying, okay? And furthermore, an email has to have an @ in it, okay? So right now, when we verify, like, we're just gonna clear it, the errors, and then if you go in here, it's errors is going to be 0. The errors list is of size 0 because we haven't done anything yet, and so it's going to return true, and so that's going to fail right there. Okay, so let's rerun this and step in again. And so let's implement verify for employees. So the first thing we need to do is we need to say if get first name equals null, errors first name is required. It can be anything, but that's good. Okay. And now if let me evaluate this really quick and make sure, evaluate that. That is true. So first name does equal null, okay? And if get last name is equal to null, last name is required, right? So we're just adding error messages if something isn't right, and the something that's not right is going to be implied by the test. And so here you can see that we've got a situation where it looks like the email has to have an @ in it. So we'll add a third one. If email equals null, or get email contains @ and not. Gotta not it. This is saying, okay, if they don't have an email, or if they do have an email and it doesn't contain an @ then valid email is required. Then put in an error message about there being a valid email, there needing to be a valid email, okay? And so this is the sort of code that you're gonna write for these other, where are we, Homework 3, for track and for album and artist. Those are actually easier, right? This one's the hardest, so, but it's gonna look very similar. So just look at those tests, infer what the validation should be, and then fill in the validations, and then they'll pass. And so if I rerun this now and step over this, I should get false there. I should have 3 errors. I do, in fact, have 3 errors. First name, last name, valid email is required. If I set the first name and last name and then verify again, that should go down to 1 error, which is the email is not valid. And then if I set the email to an invalid email address, and I verify again, it should still have an invalid email error because that doesn't have an at in it. But if I set the email to a value with an at and I verify, and I'll step into this one so we can watch what happens. Okay, first name is not equal to null, last name is not equal to null, email is not equal to null, and email does contain an at, so this not is gonna not get triggered, and so we're not gonna add anything. Now we're going to say, okay, it verified and it has 0 errors. And so everything's good. And so now that test is passing. And so you've got to go in and fix these other 3 tests. So, again, especially for the people that don't have a lot of Java experience, I'm sorry, this is not working out great timing wise, but hopefully that's enough for you to be able to take that pattern and do it in the other models. And you're only going to be needing to touch code in source main Java CSCI 440 model. Like that's the only place you guys are going to have to touch code from here on out. Well, I guess also in some of the homeworks you have to write some SQL directly in the homeworks, but like when it comes to this side of the code base, like you're going to be working in the model pretty much exclusively. Okay. All right. Sorry again that I ran over. The lecture on Wednesday went way over, so that's why the timing was all bad. But hopefully that gives you an idea of what you need to do. And if you got any problems, please reach out to me and I'll help. And I've got office hours Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4:30 in 254 Barnum.